we talked about Anthony Davis being on the trade. Well, we know he's on the trading block, and that the Lakers and the Celtics are both hard at work trying to get him. And Adrian Wojnarowski, who reported that, and he also reported something else that really just kind of confirms what you and I have been saying for months now. But he was saying that the Lakers, really their only hope of getting a one of the big-time prize free agents this summer, or players, is to get this Anthony Davis trade done, because basically no chance of getting Kawhi Leonard. Kevin Durant, of course, who wasn't coming to the Lakers anyway, is off the table. Kyrie Irving, basically no chance of getting him. Klay Thompson, basically no chance. Although of those guys, I would probably put the best chance of getting anybody of Klay, but I think he stays in Golden State. So that being the case, you have always said you don't think anybody wants to play with LeBron. And I'm going to put the ball on the tee and let you hack away at it.
No, I've been saying this for years, and I do believe it from the standpoint of LeBron is one of those very special players that don't come around that often. All right? So all the LeBron haters, say I haters.
In all fairness,
I know he's a great player.
LeBron is the second best player ever. So that ain't a lot of hate. Okay? Right? That's not just hate, right?
So it's not like I'm saying he's in the top 10 or 11 or whatever. I'm just telling you, and guys like that don't come around that often. That's why it's unusual that guys don't seem to want to play with him. And we still remember the quote from Kevin Durant, that around LeBron is toxic. He didn't say LeBron was toxic. He said around LeBron is toxic. That's why he wouldn't want to play in that. And I think that's what happens, and we've seen it. And now here we are. All of these Ks are out there. All of these great players were supposed to be available this summer. LeBron James is arguably one of the greatest players to ever play. He's playing in Los Angeles for one of the greatest franchises, not in the NBA, but in sports history. Yay. He's in a magnificent city, beautiful weather, women, food, song. I don't know what else. Hollywood stars.
Song.
I just throw it out there. But you know what I mean? Everything is great.
No, it's great. Half the league lives here in the summer.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Why not? We live here. Dude, I spent 22 years in Detroit. I scratch my hair every day. It's not dandruff. I say, what was I thinking? You don't know until you know. But anyway, my point is this. It seems obvious that guys don't want to team up and go, man, I want to play with one of the greatest players who ever played. I want to be a part of that. The Kyrie thing was a big part, just from the standpoint of he had won a championship with this guy. He had been through all those battles, Chris. He was going to the finals every year. Can you imagine some NBA players who would die at a chance of getting to an NBA play, even if you got to play second fiddle to a guy? But at least he's a real guy who's a real star. Not like like what we call those guys, make-believe tough guys. You know when guys try to act like they're tough, but they really aren't. Those are hard guys to be cool with. Because he's not tough. Right. Trying to act tough. LeBron's a great player. And people don't want to do it. And now here it is. LeBron did say this himself, because I do have a quote. And
this was with a sit-down interview with Rachel Nichols.
With Rachel Nichols, exactly. And our intern Manny found this because I couldn't remember exactly, but and I'm just looking for it, Manny. Sorry about that. Here it is. He just said, I've been trying to get guys to come play with me since like 2007, but I've got rejected a lot. But I've also not got rejected a lot. But he blamed the city of Cleveland as the reason why. Here's the quote.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of people didn't want to come to Cleveland.
Okay. True.
Let me just throw that out there. I tried to recruit so many guys to come to Cleveland, and that was basically it. Basically that they didn't want to come there. So my point is, you shouldn't be having this problem. You're in Los Angeles. This is why. So it wasn't Cleveland. It couldn't have been just Cleveland because now you're in Los Angeles. Now all the Ks are available, and he's gotten Ks all right. Swings and misses, KKK. He swung and missed on all of them. Nobody wants to come to Los Angeles. You like that? Nobody wants to come to play with LeBron. Nobody wants the sunshine. Nobody wants to schmooze and eat with the movie stars. They want no part of it. So there is something about Kevin Durant's quote will live in infamy. I'm serious about it being toxic around LeBron. Because it would look like it would be the ideal situation. You come to L.A., you resurrect the one-storied franchise that's hit hard times. You can only go up, right? You can only go up here. That's how bad it's been the last 6 years.
Well, look, I think that that's very much overstated, that guys don't want to play with LeBron James. I remember covering that summer of 2010, the free agency when he did leave Cleveland and went to Miami. And I was being told that he was recruiting Chris Bosh to Cleveland. And obviously Dwayne Wade was recruiting him to Miami. And Bosh did not want to go play in Cleveland. And I get it. I got a chance to go to Miami or Cleveland, and I can play with a great star in either city.
You just said it.
I'm going to Miami.
You just said most of the players live here in the offseason. You can live wherever you want.
Well, let me finish.
And you only got 41 home games.
Can I finish? You had, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, this was my segment. You know we're supposed to butt in.
No, it wasn't your segment.
Yeah, this was my segment.
I put the ball on the tee, and you hit a Texas leaguer.
I hit no Texas leaguer.
I gave it to you to knock out the park. You didn't do it.
That was a home run.
So now I'm going to knock it out the park.
Everybody else around the country right now
is
feeling good.
We'll see, because we're going to get calls. LA's problem getting free agents didn't start with LeBron James. If I'm not mistaken, they were recruiting Carmelo Anthony. That's right. Carmelo Anthony came out here to visit. Kobe Bryant was on the team. And as you said, they had the sunshine. They had the beaches. They had the women. And they had the song. And Melo still did not come to the Lakers. LaMarcus Aldridge, recruited by the Lakers. Kobe Bryant on the squad. They had the sunshine. They had the beaches. They had the women, and they had the song. And he chose to go to San Antonio. San Antonio. But we blaming LeBron James? And let's talk about players not wanting to play with LeBron. Okay, Kyrie Irving definitely walked away. Fine. Paul George was willing to go to Cleveland to play with LeBron.
But not L.A.
Let me finish. When he had a year left on his deal in Indiana, he said, look, I will go to Cleveland and I'll stay not 1 year, but 2 if LeBron will opt into his contract, and he'll stay 2 years as well. LeBron wasn't willing to opt in because he apparently knew he was already going to leave and go to L.A. And so George said no. So George was willing to play with LeBron. George just liked Russell Westbrook, liked Oklahoma City, and decided to stay there. And I get some players are not going to want to play with LeBron, and not just because it's LeBron, but they might not want to go to somebody else's team. If I'm Kawhi Leonard and I just led the Toronto Raptors to at the very least, Game 7 of the NBA Finals, if not a world title, without a second star, why in the world would I even think about going to LeBron James's team? That would be the weakest move ever. Go to the Clippers if you're going to leave and have your own team. Or stay in Toronto and have your own team. Because it's not about you winning. You're proving you can win without LeBron James. So he doesn't need to come. Kevin Durant, Kevin wants to compete with LeBron. Credit to him. He wants to be better than LeBron. So he's not going to join LeBron's team. So Anthony Davis is doing everything he can to get to L.A. to play with LeBron.
Puppet strings.
So what in the world are you talking about? Yeah,
Easy.
Of course, some players don't want to play with him, but it's because it's his team. You have said yourself, when Isiah Thomas was a free agent, the legendary Isiah Thomas, And they were trying to say, why don't you go to the Knicks? And he said, that's Patrick's team.
Yeah,
Isaiah
back in those days. Back in those days.
But it's relevant. Isaiah was a legitimate superstar who was like, I got my own team. I'm not going to somebody else's team.
Chris, the elephant in the room
and that's
that
what some of these guys are saying. I get it. I like it. Have your own team.
But you also, the elephant in the room is that this. People always say, people think LeBron is the GOAT, but the only problem is for the players who join him, they become the scapegoat when LeBron doesn't win. That's why you don't get anything from it. If you win with LeBron, it's about him.
Kyrie
it's all about him.
Well,
because he knocked down the big shot.
In NBA
well, but
history.
because he knocked down the big shot. But most guys don't get it. And when LeBron loses, he don't have anybody. That's the narrative. He don't have anybody. Oh, what do you want LeBron to do? He don't have nobody. Look at that squad. It's impossible. It's unbelievable that he even got to the finals. Look at the squad. I remember when they made the trades at the trade deadline. Everybody said, oh, LeBron got the right pieces now. They got rid of D. Wade and all this other stuff. And as soon as they lost, look at those bums. They're all bums. That's exactly what they were called.
Where I do agree with you, Rob, is that I don't think LeBron should put himself out there like this. Like, I'm just going to recruit. And even I'm recruiting everybody because if nobody comes, then it does look like what you're saying. And it may be, like we were saying before, guys got their own reasons for going here, going there. It's not just LeBron James. But when you put yourself out there that I'm going to recruit him, And
they don't come.
He's better than that. Like, look at Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is just, this is the hand I'm dealt. Toronto, okay, this is what I got. I'm not worried about who I don't have. I got to have this second star. LeBron is that good. You don't need to be, I want LeBron to come back. And, yeah, of course, try to get Anthony Davis. But let the front office try that. You just come out and play. And if you only have Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, whoever, this is who we got. I'm good enough to lead us to a championship. Let's go get it done. I'm buying into what Vogel's teaching, Frank Vogel. Let's go get it done. That's what Kawhi's done.
I agree, and that's the thing that I wish LeBron would do. Stop with all that trying to have your team stack. Go out there. You're that guy. All your LeBron people, he's the GOAT, and he's this and that and all that. But there's always about, well, he don't have anybody. Kawhi went to whatever they had there. And they're in the finals. LeBron came to L.A. with these young guys, couldn't even make the playoffs. Seriously.
Well, this is why you just, like I was saying, have the attitude of we can win with whatever we have because you don't know what will happen. If Kevin Durant doesn't get hurt, I don't think the Warriors are down 3-2 to the Toronto Raptors. But you don't know, especially when you look at the history of the game. Players are always getting hurt in the playoffs, in the finals. So you play it out with what you have, and you try to win it. And that's what I think LeBron will do next year, and I think that's what he should do. But I don't buy into that players don't want to play with him. Some players, of course, but there's no one player in the history of basketball that everybody was just dying to play with. I mean, nobody. Michael Jordan didn't have this rash of free agents running to play with him in Chicago. Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. We can go on and on. There's no one player that's just been that magnet for everybody.
No, but the only thing is,
LeBron does draw role players.
But LeBron is the one who's saying he's been trying to recruit since 2000. He's the one who said it, Chris.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I'm just saying,
but like you said it yourself, guys have other reasons, personal reasons why they want to stay. Some want their own team, and I respect that. I think you do too. So it's not just about LeBron, it's wanting your own team.
So if, say they don't get anybody, I guess all you would just want them to do is play hard and try to coach up, play up
like, look,
the other guys they have.
Yeah. Like, I'm LeBron James. I'm good enough with because it's not like they don't have talent. I mean, they do have some talent.
I just don't know how good it is.
I think it's good. And I'm going to remind you because you're going to get mad.
No, don't tell me about that. I don't want to hear that. Stop it.
2 games out of first place in the West.
There were 2 games out of the nice spot, too. There were 2 games out of the nice spot.
What was the seed,
He
Rob?
never talks about that.
What was the seed?
It was 4th seed,
right,
but there were 2 games out of 9.
How much out of first? 2.
All I know is that they didn't make the playoffs, and they had a chance to make it. And they sure did.
Your turn to weigh in, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Is it true that NBA stars don't want to play with LeBron? Or is this just a figment of Rob Parker's imagination?
A Fig Newton of my imagination. What?
Wah, wah, wah.